Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Gang for hitting the like button. The video didn't even start yet, y'all. There's the ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. Listen, I haven't seen this video yet. I had somebody send this to me, and I saw the title of it. Why men decide to stay single at the age of 35 and up. Listen, I mean, I can't wait to hear this. So let's get into this. Let's get into this immediately. Single 35-year-old men, red flag. Not really a red flag, but okay, cool. Let's go.
When you're 34, when you're 35, and you're still like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, dude, you're like old.
The amount of times that I've seen this come up on my For You page where girls cannot fathom the idea of why a man in his mid-30s might possibly be afraid of commitment even when he's in his mid-30s, it blows my mind because you think it's a pretty simple explanation. But it really goes to show the ignorance of how the average girl doesn't really understand the average male experience in his early 20s. So I'm going to help you guys understand. So hopefully you guys can stop asking this question and shaming guys who want to be single in their mid-30s just because you're single in your 30s. So the average guy 18 through like 26 is going to be broke and pretty much not really have that much access to meeting women. Typically, once a man starts being a little bit more financially stable is when he's going to have the most access to women because he's able to go out on dates more. He's able to just go out more in general to meet more women. So normally a man becomes financially stable around their late 20s to mid 30s. And a lot of men did not get to experience a lot of fun things in their early 20s like women do. A pretty girl who has no money is going to have offers to do a lot of cool stuff for pretty much no money when they're 18 through like 25. And then around 28 to 30 is when a girl is going to start looking for a serious commitment. But a man just started doing well and he's able to travel. He's able to go out on dates. He's able to go out to nightclubs and actually get attention for the first time in his life. And that's the average male experience. So when a man is 32, even though that might be the time for you that you're looking for a stable relationship, for him, this is all new and this is all exciting. And he's finally getting the attention he feels like he deserves.
I wanted to stop it earlier, right? I wanted to stop it earlier, but he was spitting facts. I'm not gonna lie. 18 to 26, right? Being broke and all that. Yes, 100% true. Allow us. Obviously, if you're not born and raised in a rich, wealthy family, but the average, like he said, the average person, right? 18 to 26, I can agree to that. 18 to 26 was probably my roughest years. Growing outside, outside of my childhood, right? My roughest years as far as the amount of money that I was making, I was working like 2 jobs around that time. Fresh out of high school, I was working at, what was I working at? I was working 2 jobs back then. I think I was working at UPS, and then I was working at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. I believe I started working there at 19 or something like that. I had 2 jobs. I ended up quitting one of those jobs, right? When I started going to school, the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, I ended up quitting that job. And then ultimately I quit. I started, I think maybe 2 semesters later, I ended up quitting UPS because I couldn't juggle UPS and going to school. I couldn't do it. It was impossible. You know what I mean? And so I ended up doing both. And I started working at wherever I started working at after that. But I say all that to say this: during those years of me working my 2 jobs, I was making minimum wage. I think back then minimum wage was like $7 or some crap like that an hour, $7 an hour. And working 2 jobs, I was still broke. Majority of my money went straight to the bills. Why? Because my mom was sick. My mom was this, that, and third, couldn't really work and all this, that, whatever it is, what it is. So I had to take the responsibilities upon myself to help out her and obviously, my siblings too. Now, with that being said, you do have a different outlook on not just women, but life in general when you start becoming more, quote unquote, financially stable, right? You're starting to able to afford more things, whether it's your own place, whether it's an apartment, whether it's food, you can go out on dates, like he said, like a lot of things that he said, it's 100% true, ladies. And so now you're sitting there, you went through hard times as far as finances. You went through hard relationships as far as the women that you dated because you were broke and all this, that, and the third. And now you want to start doing some different things. Shout out to, I have to, put some respect on Myra's name from Fresh and Fit, because he said that he had a candy store analogy, right? Where you have inside the candy store, women can stay in the candy store for as long as they want to. Women are able to get into the candy store the minute that they turn 18. The minute that they turn 18, and they can stay in there for as long as they want and grab as many candies off the wall in the damn aisle as they goddamn want to, and don't have to pay a damn dollar for it. Outside of the candy store is straight up men. Outside of the candy store is the men lined up waiting to get inside that candy store. A lot of men almost never make it inside the candy store, and majority of the men don't make it inside the candy store until they're 30, 35, until they're financially, whatever years that they're financially stable. Obviously, it's younger too if they've been born into money, obviously too, but we're talking about the average guy. When you have a man that finally makes it inside the candy store, that's just like he said, 35 years old, financially quote unquote stable, whatever, to do whatever and afford whatever. He finally makes it inside the store, and then you have the nerve to tell him, hey, listen, you're only allowed to buy one candy, and then you have to get out. But I just spent the last, 10 years, 15 years of my dating prime years trying to get into this damn store. Now you're telling me I can only buy one candy? No, it's going to be a problem. So shout out to Myron for that analogy, because it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. The reason why, in my opinion, I believe a lot of 35-year-old guys is single is because men are tired of the nonsense and the BS. I tell you all the time, I have one more relationship in me and I'm done. I'm done. I don't give a damn. I'll be 30, 40, 50, 60 damn years old, still single, mess with whatever chick I'm messing with. But those are the types of mindsets that a lot of guys have, like me and like everybody else. That's the type of mindset a lot of guys have. A lot of guys are just fed up of the nonsense. And we're finally figuring out that the juice is not worth the squeeze. It's not. It's not. You got women out here trying to overvalue themselves as a brand new damn, a car or a house or whatever the case may be. But then there's cracks in the foundation. The motor is going out. The transmission is going out. The goddamn tires need to be replaced. All this, that, and the third that needs to happen with her. But she's selling herself as a brand new whatever. And the men is sitting back thinking to themselves like, bro, it's not worth me spending the amount of money. It's not worth that price, number one, but it's not worth me spending this type of money for this. I personally don't think that men should keep thinking that way. I think that, if possible, depending on where you live in it, if possible, you can find the woman that's on the type of time that you're on if you look well enough. But a lot of us men were blindsided by the ass and titties. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
So he's not going to commit unless you're really, really worth it. Because why would he give up all this freedom? It's his first time ever experiencing this. But this is just a common tactic I see girls do, where they try to shame guys for being single when they're in their mid-30s or even later. Like they're also not single and also in their mid-30s. But the reality is they don't want a relationship. It's not even that they're scared of commitment. It's that they know they don't want that responsibility of having a girlfriend when they want to go and experience life the same way you did when you were in your 18 through 25s. Girls will just use this as a shaming technique to make it seem like a man in his 30s is somehow behind because his obligation is to be married and have kids around that time. But the reality is men don't have a biological clock the same way that a woman does on the expiration when they could have children or start a family.
Yes, very true. Very true. I don't know who this guy is, man. If y'all know who this is, please put it in the comment section, because I have no idea who this is. Very true. The thing about it is this, right? Yes, we don't have a biological clock. We can get a woman pregnant in our 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever damn time. Women in majority, they are not able to do such a thing as safe. Let me say it like that. They're not able to do it as safe as they're able to once they pass 35, 40. Hell, 50, 60, like, nah, bro, it's a wrap. Y'all seen what happened with what's his name? Was it Robert De Niro? Buddy, like 70, 80 years old and got his 20-year-old girlfriend pregnant. Everybody looking like, how the hell this old ass man? Yeah. Yeah. So I get it. So there's no rush for it as far as a lot of women is, because y'all don't understand. I got so many homegirls that I grew up with, right? That was basically saying the same thing. Oh, I got time, I got time, I got time. Now here we are, early 30s. Some of my homegirls older than me, so some of them are in their mid 30s, and they're freaking out. Yo, I just realized I'm at jury at my whoever doctor told me that I'm at geriatric pregnancy. I need to hurry get pregnant because I don't have no kids yet. This, that, and the third. Now they're scrambling to find a man, scrambling to date and take men serious. But just like he said, for most women, when they're 18 to 25, they're enjoying their dating life. They're over here doing this, doing that, trying this, trying that. By the time they look up, oh damn, I'm at geriatric. I need to figure this out. And if they don't hurry up and do what they got to do, their wall is going to come, smack them, and keep it damn moving. Which is the reason why you have women like Vivica Fox that said, hey, listen, if I would go back in time, I would have taken dating more seriously because I wanted to have a child. And she said that on The View or whatever TV show she said that on, where she was saying, yo, listen, I have regrets of not taking relationships serious and taking my career serious, putting my career over relationships. I have regrets of that. And rightfully so. But we almost done. Let me keep going because I ain't trying to keep monologuing too much.
Pointing out that a man is single in his mid-30s, like the girl is also not single in her mid-30s. The only difference is the man's doing it out of choice. So just because you've experienced everything that you needed to in your early 20s doesn't mean that a man in his late 30s who never got that experience is all of a sudden behind for not wanting that. And it's a lot of responsibility being in a relationship, and not every man wants to have that responsibility if he still wants to travel and do things. And that's why some guys might be a little hesitant about a
relationship. Yeah, that's facts, man. Shout out to this guy, whoever this guy is. Shout out to him. I mean, yeah, he said everything accurately. Ladies, he said everything accurately. And this is one of the reasons why I'm a firm believer of women. When I say this, when y'all in your prime years of dating, use that time to get with a man that either has his stuff together or is about to have his stuff together, that has potential. Not no damn drug dealing, scamming ass, whoever, baby daddy ass man. I'm not saying that. Get with a guy that's in college trying to, follow whatever dreams of being a damn whatever it is, learning a trade or whatever. But like I always say, fellas, and pay attention, like I always say, ladies, a lot of y'all don't want a man unless he's already 100% built, established with businesses or houses or properties or, a car or full-time this or full-time that, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of the times when you're at 18, when you're at 20, you're going to have to, or should probably, it'd be best for you to settle down with a man that's either on your level or maybe a man that's slightly doing better than you. Because at that age, ladies, when you're young, you're in more of a high demand, number one. But you can also get the pick of the litter for you. Now, once a man turns 30, 35, 40, when he's financially stable and secure in whatever field that he's working in, he's going to have the pick of the litter. And you at 35, 40, 45, you're not going to really be able to have that, unfortunately. Because most men that's in their 30s are going to be looking at you like, well, why do I have to date you and your 40s? You're already, probably damaged from whatever traumatic experience you had from your last 10 boyfriends or your husband or whatever the case may be. When I can get me a 25-year-old that hasn't been experienced this, that's not a baby mama, that's not that, and looks better. A lot of guys think that way. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong either. But a lot of guys think that way. So you have to use this time accordingly. Why men decide to stay single at 35? Because just like I said earlier in this video, it gets to a point where we get tired and fed up of dealing with the nonsense and the BS. I have one more in me and I'm done. This is my last go round, honestly. This here is my last go round. Maybe y'all think differently, man. So I want y'all to comment down below and let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. And until next time, please, man, be safe for her, cuz.